It's my feel-good breakfast show.
South Africa is facing a serious health problem. We are the region in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, with the highest rate of obesity, as well as the region, or one of the highest regions in the world, with the highest rate of obese women. And it's a shocking statistic to hear it, but it's the reality of things. But Andrea, first question to you is, why is it a problem?
Overweight is a problem. If we talk about obesity, is where the extent of overweight is affecting your health.
Yes.
So to carry a little bit of extra weight isn't usually such a problem, but if you're heavily overweight, it is directly linked to a risk for diabetes, for cardiovascular problems, increased cholesterol, blood pressure, and then obviously other problems like joint problems, back problems, etc.
Yeah.
So it spells a really difficult quality of life, or hard quality of life for somebody who's still young and overweight.
So why are South Africans so overweight or obese? I mean, what are we doing differently from the rest of the world?
Look, there are two big factors. The one is that we are surrounded with concentrated energy foods, and specifically looking at sugars and refined starches. And that we find in things we don't always expect to be as high in calories. Like sweetened cool drinks, we often say people drink a cool drink because they're thirsty.
Yes.
Not realizing that in one tin of cool drink there is more than 12 teaspoons of sugar.
Wow. You make me feel very guilty, because I mean, in any given day I can go through, well, let's say a meal, at least two full glasses of, is it bad?
It's not good for you at all, because that's empty calories. It's just energy, but you're not overweight.
Okay.
So for somebody who's overweight, they need to watch that, because it's just adding, it's a guarantee that they'll gain extra weight if they drink that. Also refined starches, lots of white bread, pastries, fast foods, etc. So to get back to your question, one problem is we have easy access to highly concentrated energy foods that are not healthy and wholesome. Chips also has been listed. So they've actually identified two foods in the past, sweetened cool drinks and crisps or potato chips. And corn chips and all those other chips. People always say, is it only potato chips? But it's all of them.
It's the whole class.
So those foods are really contributing. And then we're not active enough. That's the other factor.
Yeah. And I think also maybe an important thing to say, I mean, you're not saying that if you're not overweight or obese, go ahead and indulge in everything, because it's still not good for your health. You still want to be looking out for your health. So are you then saying that cancel out all processed foods and just start exercising?
Well, that would be ideal, but it's not realistic.
Okay.
So let's meet each other halfway, somewhere in between.
It's good, compromise, I like this.
Because if you're obese, in other words, if you're heavily overweight, you can't start with a very intense exercise program. You've got to start slowly, because otherwise you're not going to enjoy it. So, and also to get some advice if you have knee problems and back problems. But exercise is absolutely vital. And then also looking at eating habits. So today I've got some tips to share on foods that are surprisingly helpful in weight loss.
Well, let's go ahead. And what are we starting with?
The first one is the chilies over here. They did a study showing that many people overeat.
Yes.
Because if you look at pizzas, for example, many of us love eating pizza.
Yes,
I feel sorry for the
chicken
people that are on the low-carb diets, because they can't have any of that. But they've seen that through a study where they've added chilies to a pizza, the level of satiety or feeling of fullness is reached earlier. So people tend to not finish the whole pizza if they add lots of chili.
Oh, okay.
But you've got to then work with a program there and not eat the whole pizza just because it's there.
Yeah, well, usually it's the Bernie sensation that's like, okay, stop eating now, you had 2 pieces, that's good enough. Like, it's whatever it takes to convince you. So you've got chilies.
But my tip there is to share a pizza and add lots of chili, and maybe order a salad with, so between 2 people you can share a pizza, don't eat the whole thing.
All right.
The second one is prunes. A recent study showed, it was a weight loss study, and they wanted to see eating prunes as part of the weight loss diet, would that interfere with the weight loss or help it? And the results showed that people that ate the prunes as part of the weight loss program lost 25% more weight.
Wow, why is that?
They haven't really discovered it, but I think it has to do with, number one, the prunes have a very low glycemic index.
Okay.
So you know that low GI foods, if you snack on them, they keep you satisfied for longer.
Yes, so you tend to eat less then.
That's right. So it's an ideal snack in between meals.
All right. And then at the end of our little display here, we have some almonds, right?
We often have almonds on display because they're really wholesome and healthy. But another study showed how almonds can also help with appetite control. So once again, as a snack in between meals, because it contains protein, contains healthy fats and fiber.
Okay.
But we also say don't eat too much of it.
Okay. So do you then have a last little golden vital tip of the day for us?
Yes, my vital tip of the day is if you want to lose weight, healthy snacking is important. So if you're going to snack on almonds, a handful of almonds is what you should snack on, and a handful is that amount.
Yes.
Not that amount over there.
Some of us have big hands.
So this
but
is
yes,
my vital tip for the day.
Fantastic. Andrea, thank you very, very much. There you have it, some health tips there for you on how to address the whole weight issue. And of course, it is a concern for us all as a nation because we need healthy people to have a productive nation. Now, if you have any more nutritional questions, you are welcome to go onto facebook.com and follow at Andrea du Plessis Vital Expert and ask all your questions there.
Trust Vital for your family's health.